All right, so this week we're talking about increasing the fuel economy of the vehicle. It's one of the questions I get asked a lot is how can I increase the fuel economy on my car? So today we have Ray with BG Products. He's going to talk about these oil additives, part of your oil service, and how they benefit the engine and how they help increase fuel economy. So let's start with the most simple one, which is the MOA. Like MOA, is that how you want to do it?
However you want to do it is how I want to do it. This
All
is
right.
your show. Well,
so the way that we kind of look at it is like this is a package. You can do just these two as like your 44K and your MOA as sort of your base package, which is good. A better package would be to put EPR with it. And the EPR and the MOA go into the oil, right?
Absolutely.
And then this goes into the fuel tank.
Yes. Would you like me to explain each product a little more?
Yeah, as quickly as possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, EPR is actually going to be used before the oil change. Okay, that's going to go in your old oil with the old filter. And what it really is a lightweight petroleum-based detergent that's going to clean up any of the deposits that are in there and make sure we get them out. When we're draining out the oil, we're really not getting everything out. We're doing a normal oil change. So this is going to suspend everything that's in there so that when we drain the oil, everything's coming out. The analogy I always make to that is if anybody out there has kids and they've ever given a very dirty little kid their bath, after they get out of the bathtub, there's still all the grime and the bubbles and everything, and the play marker's still stuck to the bathtub.
Right.
Right? And then you have to go back and clean the tub out. Well, now, what this would do is make sure that everything that was stuck to the walls is going to come out. Don't give your kid a bath with EPR. That's a bad idea.
So this gets all the debris out, and the debris is what's basically adding friction to the engine, and then that way the engine's having to work harder, right? So. Oh
yeah, absolutely. Anytime we have any deposits that are taking up any space whatsoever, that's more friction, and that's what we're fighting is friction. Okay. The idea of oil is to lubricate. Everybody knows that. Oil has many different functions, but the primary function is to lubricate. Now, the analogy that really helps as to what oil is doing and how your engine has to work when the oil gets worn out kind of works like this. You figure if you were walking through water, okay, and that water started to get thicker because maybe you're in a lake and then, it's starting to get muddy or something like that, you're having to work harder to get through the lake, right? Now, if the water was all clean and clear and easy, you would have an easier time walking through the water. Well, MOA, what it's going to do is it's going to stabilize the viscosity of the oil so that we're not getting as thick when the oil gets dirty and it starts to break down. So now, as your engine is turning, it's not having to work as hard to get to the other side of the lake.
Despite having the sediments and stuff in there.
Exactly. It's going to make sure everything's suspended. It's going to make sure everything's good. We're going to get everything out when we change the oil.
Perfect. And the MOA goes in after your oil change. So this would be before your oil change. Put this in, let the car run, drain the oil. That gets all the debris out. This stabilizes the viscosity as the oil ages in between service intervals.
Absolutely. That's going to increase the life of your oil up to 300%. Okay. So that's going to make your oil run like a new oil change longer and better. Anybody that's ever changed oil on their own before knows that when you're pouring the oil in, the new oil in, it comes out nice and smooth, and then when you're taking the oil out, it's either very dark or very thick or clumpy.
Perfect.
If you're using MOA, when you change your oil, it's going to come out a lot easier than it was should it have not had the service done.
And what is the 44K? This goes into the gas tank.
44K is a fuel system cleaner, and I always say that's a taillight to headlight to taillight cleaner, because what it's doing is you're putting it in your fuel tank, okay? It's going to mix with an entire tank of gas, up to 20 gallons of gas. It's going to clean everything that's in your fuel tank, okay? It's going to make sure that there are no deposits there. It's going to come straight up your fuel lines. If you have an inline fuel filter or even the sock on the fuel pump, it's going to help break down any hard deposits on those and move them safely through the system. It's going to go up and clean your fuel injectors. It's going to clean your combustion chamber. Come out your exhaust. There are chemicals in 44K that survive the combustion process, and they're going to do a good job of cleaning your oxygen sensors. They're going to do a good job of cleaning your exhaust valves and your catalytic converters. So we're cleaning all the way from the back. We're going all the way to the front to the engine compartment, cleaning up there, and we're coming right back out the tailpipe safely and cleanly with no damage to any of the.
And it's also cleaning up in the combustion chamber as well.
Absolutely. It's cleaning everything it touches along the way.
Again, it's all friction management, essentially.
Exactly. We want that car, when it comes to fuel economy, there are really nothing, there's nothing on the market that's going to make your fuel economy go through the roof any more than it was that the day you bought your car.
Right. But this is just kind of keeping everything running the way it was intended.
Is to keep your car running like new.
Yeah, so like as your car ages, you lose fuel economy, and that's one of the things I hear a lot of is like, how do I increase my fuel economy? It's like, well, you know, you can restore it back to as close to original as possible.
Exactly.
You're never going to really increase it past it. In fact, I mean, that's just kind of the gist of it. So that's these 3 products in a nutshell, how they pertain to fuel economy and stuff like that. Ray, thanks for coming by. We got
pleasure.
one more video that we're going to have later in the week. And tune in for our fuel economy week. All right?
Thank you.
Thanks.